com to get these titles and more. Special thanks goes out to the Tawi Family Village and Dr. Jill Jackson for hosting the Ohio Kwanzaa 2020 celebration. Charting a legacy. This is day one of the celebration, and our Kwanzaa principle is Umoja, which means unity. It is so important that we unite as a family, community, a nation, and a race. Today, I will be reading a book that I wrote. And we all just get along. And this is a book that I wrote, and this one was illustrated by Freddie Crochon. And here is a picture of me and Freddie. And he did an awesome job. My name is Nandi, and every now and then I cannot help but wonder, can we all just get along? I think it should be a poem, or maybe even a rhythm and blues song. Do-up, do-do-do-up. I would harmonize folk lyrics every day until my sister and my brothers saw things my way. Can we all just get along? They fuss and fight all the time while I sit back spitting hip-hop rhymes. Oh, yeah. I would rock out to a funky soul beat and provide lots of examples of how we can all keep the peace. When my older brother, Khalil, comes around to start stuff, I play fight right along with him because I know I'm Afro Puff Tough. We keep laughing and running and trying to get the last hit until we break a lamp or my mom yells, "Will you two please quit?" When my older sister Asha watches singing and dancing competitions on the couch, we push each other off, laughing and screaming, "Ouch!" During commercials, we sing and dance for pretend auditions. Then we sit back down, half playing and half paying attention. When my older brother Jelani goes out to play sports, I am the first to join the team. Playing with the older kids is a little sister's dream. Once the game's all over, my big brother is always so proud of my athletic ability, speed, strength, and agility. To be exact, all of my siblings have my back. When my mother loses track of the "I am the baby of the bunch" fact. When we're at the store and my mother says no, Khalil steps to the front like my hero. "I'll take the doll, necklace, and the chewing gum." When mom insists I can't get a thing from the mall because it's my sister's say, Asha steps into a shore. "Nandi getting clothes is what I want for my birthday." When I come in the house all teary-eyed, Jelani rushes to my side. "Are you all right?" And once assured the worst is through, he turns to my mother. "What did you do?" This leaves my mother in awe and wonder because none, not nary one of my other siblings get along with each other. They fuss, ruckus, argue, fight. Some are small tiffs. You looked at me too. Some are just myths. I called it before you. Then the big riffs. Don't you ever, never, ever come in my room. My mother says once she's gone, we'll only have each other. Yes, Lord, I am the keeper of my sister and my brothers. If they get out of line, Mommy, no need to worry. I'll perform a jazz scat and get them together in a hurry. Shoo-ba-doo-wee, bop-ba-doo-doo. Even though I am the baby of the bunch, I gladly accept my role as glue. I will keep chasing, singing, and playing with Khalil, Asha, and Jelani until they realize what I always knew. We are all brothers and sisters, and sticking together is what families do. Man. The end.
Are you heading out of town or have a special occasion? What about birthdays, anniversaries, or reunions? Get the best deals and inexpensive rental car rates, midsize sedans, compact cars, and more. We have a variety of fleet vehicles to accommodate any and all of your rental car needs. Make a reservation today at your local budget rental car on Hamilton Road in Whitehall. Call 614-863-7500.
Happy Kwanzaa. I'm Carla, and my sister Karen and I own Two Natural Sisters. We've been in business for 5 years, and we sell a line of natural bath, body, and candle products. Let's take a look. Follow us on social media, Facebook and Instagram, at Two Natural Sisters. All items that are in stock will be shipped within 24 to 48 hours. As a promotional item, we offer a CD of Black romantic poetry of self-love and coupled love, and 50% discount on Sister Locks, Brother Locks by consultant Sapphire Donetta Mahadi. If you have any questions, you can reach us at customercare@twonaturalsisters.com. Enjoy and happy Kwanzaa.
What's going on? My name is Doe. I am the owner and creator of Madeline Gin. Madeline Gin is best described as a celebratory art experience that exudes hella blackness. Initially, the company was founded to provide a luxurious but affordable art experience, and it's since transformed itself into something a bit more spiritual. By walking in what I believe to be my truth, I've been able to get in contact with my ancestors and use my platform and my art, my gift, to tell their untold stories. I do that by using different textures, by utilizing different mediums, colors, and just making things pop out so that it's open for interpretation. I love creating, and I can't wait to be of service to you. Thank you.
I am a genius. My ancestors were geniuses. My ancestors have made me a genius in all that I think, say, and do. I must declare myself a genius. I am a genius. Whenever I am myself, I practice my geniusness and do great things. All my thoughts, choices, and deeds must express my geniusness.
I am a genius. My decisions must always be in the best interest of myself, my family, my people, and my God. Only then will I and everyone I know that I am a genius.
I am a genius. At all times, my geniusness must reflect my culture. My geniusness must serve my God. My geniusness must make me be one in love and harmony with my family. My geniusness must protect my people. Yes, at all times I must demonstrate excellence because I am a genius.
My name is Mwatabu Okanta. I'm known as the Muntu Kuntu energy poet. Muntu. It means the life force, the God force in human beings. Kuntu. It means the life force, the God force in art, in music, in poetry, in dance, in our culture. I want to thank my sister, Sandra Essie Bryant, for asking me to join you for Kwanzaa. It is that time of year again. And for me, Kwanzaa is a very, very special time. It is the season of our first fruits. It is the season where we come together to celebrate the fruits of our labor. And it's a special time this year because this year has been a long year. It's been a difficult year. We've lost loved ones. Loved ones have fallen ill. But somehow we have survived. And here we are, coming together once again. The village, the family, our elders, our children, our contemporaries, coming together to share our stories, but coming together to reconnect with our ancestral energy, to ask them to come to guide and continue to protect us. Because we're descended from those people who refused to die, who survived the dungeons and the Middle Passage and the plantations, who became new peoples of African descent in the fiery furnace of that thing called slavery. But we are still here. And if our ancestors could survive what they survived, we can survive this. And this too will pass. It is Kwanzaa time. So in the spirit of the Nguzo Saba, I would like to share my story with you. I would like you to think about your story because we all have stories to tell. And each one of our individual stories is a chapter in this book of Africans in the New World. The poem is called Poem for the Living. It's an epic poem. And Vince and I are going to riff. The poem is in honor of Sheikh Anta Diop. And we begin with a lament. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, a long way from home. To whom do I say, it is because of our living dead that I speak? Hear their words, the words of our departed, the faces forgotten or never seen, the lives intuitively felt, the dreaming of our dead inhabiting our bodies, making us ache. Africa, what is Africa to me? The questions remain the same. County Cullen wanted to know why God would make a poet black, and bid him sing. Langston Hughes lamented Afro-American fragments. They knew the feeling. They bore the cross black poets have to bear. Singers and poets move amongst every people. Even in this America, too blind, arrogant to remember, to care. The poet's journey is personal when people have forgotten how to listen to the real power inside our own song. It began as inner feeling, as feeling before, beyond words. It was there before I learned the meaning of my own blackness. Little boy times and innocent questions that altered expressions on adult faces. I wanted to know if God was white like the pictures of his son, Jesus. Questions left unanswered. Questions that would root my words deep in the soul soil of an age-old poet tree. By that summer of '63, only Little League mattered. I did not know about deferred dreams. It was not so special white boys played on my team. I was too young and far removed to know about movements then. It was not for me to know we were black dreams born into flesh. I knew only that my mother and grandmothers fussed and fumed over little Smitty. I remembered nothing of stories, sleepless nights. My mother sheer-willed her man-child into the light of each new day. I remember my South Carolina Geechee grandfather who refused to speak the white man's tongue. who watched them Yankees and the real Sugar Ray, who chewed cigars and drank homemade wine from the Jersey urban earth. My grandfather dressed in his Bethsaida Baptist Church blue suit, hands folded, looking coffin still, looking more asleep than dead. I can never forget the look on my father's face when he watched television the day assassins gunned Malcolm down. I remember the power of that silence, that Wilbur Smith had been won on the black, blue-collar, middle-class block, who talked to the brothers whose soul the Muhammad speaks. How could I know Malcolm's vision then? It would be years before I would know the man, magic man in Malcolm's voice. It was not for me to know the fire in my father's eyes would soon flame inside my own. It began as something deeply felt, a feeling, nothing the proverbial finger could be placed upon. It surfaced the first time that night, a bullet blotted King from our sight. I knew something changed in me then. I remember being unable to mouth the Pledge of Allegiance that morning after. The white hollow ring resounding from empty words made me begin to see in a different light. In a different light. Kwanzaa is that time when we come together, talk to each other. We are a diverse community. We come together in our own new tribes, light skin, dark skin, urban, suburban, rural, old, young, good hair, bad hair. We come together, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We come together to be one. Ikwaiama in his Healers tells us the present is where we get lost if we forget our past and have no vision for the future. So Kwanzaa is that time when we come together to remember our past. What happens to a people after all the years, after all the private corners of our nights, after the acceptance of pain in our lives, after the coming of age of our agelessness? What happens when out of darkness, a deeper darkness, a darkness deeper than death, and you can see it, can see, touch, can feel it, can become one with its warm light? What happens? Born of grandmothers left to scrub the venom the white people put into calling us nigger black on cold water wash basin mornings. Grandmothers scrubbing, grandmothers and amens, grandmothers and hallelujahs, grandmothers and thank you Jesus, grandmothers and the will to wish we little ones would never grow to know nigger black and old. Our grandmothers who nurtured us and healed us. We are a people in need of healing. What happens? A surreal strangeness being in places still forbidden. A new plainness. Too many black people still cannot look the white people in the eyes. We still live for massa until we die, long for a freer freedom, looking for signs. what happens. Kwame Nkrumah taught us that we are not Africans because we are born in Africa. We are Africans because Africa is born in us. And Kwanzaa is that time when we come together to celebrate the Africa in us. I was in college when I met my first African from African. He said, "I am from Africa." I remember being confused. If he was from Africa, what did that make me? Stunned into screaming silence, I did not sleep that night. I spent that night looking into mirrors, looking for Africa in my own face. I looked into questions. What was just American or Negro or colored or nigger or black-American? I did not know how to see Africa reflected in my own face. I did not know how to see Africa in America's dark race. I remember feeling made me go to Africa. I heard Africa calling my name. I was not dreaming. I was in Africa. Africa calling my name sounds pushing me to sink my roots in native soil, to seek nourishment, to heal my wounded soul. Africa. It arrested me, freed me to the core. I knew faces. They were the same faces, only more. Faces moved me to sea search the Africa water deep inside a kidnapped people's lore. I saw Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Harlem, Huff, Liberty City, South Philly, Atlanta, Chocolate City, D.C. made plain. The scenes, sounds, smells, rhythm, rhyme, bright colors, motion, time was the same. I searched for black self. Searched for the Africa I encountered at Chief Shawande's feet. I searched for the Africa in me. Kwanzaa is that time to search for the Africa in we. I want to thank you for your time and your attention. I want to give thanks to my brother Vince Babayao Robinson. And I want to leave you with words from The Healers by I Kwai Armah. Often our confusion comes merely from impatience. The disease has run unchecked through centuries. Yet sometimes we dream of ending it in our little lifetimes. And despair seizes us if we do not see the end in sight. A healer needs to see beyond the present and tomorrow. He needs to see years and decades ahead, because healers work for results so firm they may not be wholly visible till centuries have flowed into millennia. Those willing to do this necessary work, they are the healers of our people. And so Kwanzaa is that time when our storytellers, our singers, our poets, our players of instruments, our healers come together. Kwanzaa is our time. Thank you and peace. Tongue got twisted up in there a couple times, but I got through it.
Only person that knows is you, bro.
Right.
You're writing your own script.
I'm telling you. Wow. Each time we do this, man, it just gets better.
I love it, man. I'm loving it. Let me play my bass.
Watch the next video. Watch the next video. Watch the next video. No, I'm just joking, family. Family, thank you for joining us. Be sure to catch us on the next video, family. Peace. Watch the next video. Watch.
May the words of my mouth have power to go forward wherever I may send them, and to prosper in their return have awaited to me. On the first day of Kwanzaa, we celebrated Umoja, unity. Unity, to strive for and maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race. We are here tonight to celebrate the second principle of the Kwanzaa. During Kwanzaa, we celebrate Kuji Chakalia. Kuji Chakalia is self-determination, to define ourselves, name ourselves, create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves, instead of being defined, named, created, and spoken for by others. On the third day of Kwanzaa, we celebrate Ujima, collective work and responsibility. To build and maintain our own communities together and make our sisters and brothers' problems our problems, and to solve them together. On the fourth day of Kwanzaa, we celebrate Ujima, cooperative economics. To build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses, and to profit from them together. On the fifth day of Kwanzaa, we celebrate Nia, purpose. To make our collective vocation and build and develop our communities in order to restore back to their traditional greatness. On the sixth day of Kwanzaa, we celebrate Kumba, creativity. To do always as much as we can in the way that we can in order to leave our communities more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited them. Imani, faith, which is the seventh day of Kwanzaa. To believe with all of our heart in our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders, and the righteous and victory of our struggle. In the spirit of Kuji Chakalia, self-determination, adopt these principles in your daily life, and self-determination will clearly be manifested. Asante Sana and being Kuji Chakalia in the second principle.
Ashe. Watch the next video. Watch the next video. Watch the next video. No, I'm just joking, family. Family, thank you for joining us. Be sure to catch us on the next video, family. Peace. Watch the next video. Watch. Peace. This is Brother Hatim, and I want to say hi to the group. Hey, the group, can y'all say hi? Hi! All right, now we doing a live story, and we doing right now the story called The Magic Bird. Now, I'm doing it with this group because they already experienced the magic bird, and they know how to do it, don't y'all? Yeah! We gonna turn it out, right? Yeah! All right, so now, this story is called The Magic Bird, and all of y'all know that all my stories start Which way? That way and far, 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 far away. Once there was a group of villages. Now, this was the villages of the Yami people. And the Yami people are known worldwide for all of their accomplishments. But this was before they became famous. Before they became famous, they were attacked by a swarm of birds. Now, these weren't ordinary birds. These was magic birds. And these magic birds would come and take their food, but it would be a particular type of food that they would take. They only would take prepared food. So this means that they never attacked the cows. They never attacked the goats. They never attacked the corn. They never went out in the field or went to the fruit trees. They will only take the food if you have prepared it and made it ready to eat. So that meant that the goats were safe as long as you didn't want to make goat soup. Or the cows were safe as long as you didn't make hamburgers. As soon as you got done cooking it and was about to put it up in your mouth and eat it, guess what would happen? The birds would appear and take it. And this happened to everybody at the same time. So you, and you could all be eating at the same time in different villages, and all at the same time, the birds would appear and do what? So if you had, what's your favorite food? And you had your favorite food? Gotta talk loud. French fries. And you had chicken and rice. And you had broccoli. And you had, all right, somebody said strawberries. You? This one right here that I'm pointing at. Right here, you, in the red shirt. Huh? Hot dogs. And you? Huh? Fudge. Okay, and you?
French fries.
French fries, and you?
Gingies.
All right, and you?
Carrot.
And you?
Hamburger.
And you?
Wendy's.
And you? You know, wait, hold on. You know Wendy's is not a food. What type of food?
Corn.
Okay. And you?
Popcorn.
And you? Okay, double-decker hamburger. Talk loud so you can be heard. And you?
And a sandwich.
Sandwich. Last one. And you?
A pizza.
All of y'all had all y'all food at the same time. These birds will appear and do what? Now this was going on for a while. And the elders finally came together and decided. The elders came together and decided that they need to handle this situation. They decided that they needed to deal with these birds. So they went and got one guy, because he was an excellent nation builder, and his name was Chaco. And they gave Chaco the responsibility to go out and get rid of these birds. Because these birds was taking all the food, so now the children was miserable. The parents were miserable. The grandparents were miserable because these birds was taking their food. So they told Chaco, they said, Chaco, we're going to give you the responsibility because the future of the villages lie in your hand. So Chaco came, and Chaco decided the best way to handle it was to find the source of the magic. Because magic, just like any other problem that you're going to experience in your life, can be solved best if you get to the root. So magic, if you found the root of the magic, you can stop the problem. So he figured the birds wasn't the root of the magic. He figured the birds were the symptom of the magic. So he wanted to go and find the root of the magic. So what he did was he got the best trackers. Nami people was famous because they were good trackers. And they sent out a tracker from each village to go out and find where these birds come from. Now the birds moved so fast that you couldn't see them, so it took these trackers weeks. And every now and then they would find a broken branch, and they would follow it. And they would find some magic bird poop. And they would follow it, and they would find a little footprint, and they would follow it. And eventually, they all found where the birds were coming from. And guess where they was coming from? How did y'all know it was a magic tree? It was a magic tree. It was a magic tree. And they brought it back to Chaco, and they said, Chaco, there's a magic tree. And Chaco said, how you know it's a magic tree? They said, we know this land we know this land like we know the back of our hands, and we especially know all the old trees. And this tree wasn't there last season. This tree is bigger than every tree, and this tree looks older than every tree. And none of us, all the trackers agreed from all the villages that none of us have ever seen this tree before. So the tree must be the magic. It must be magic. So Chaco decides, well, this is an easy problem. So we just going to send somebody to chop down the tree. But I wonder who we are going to send to chop down this tree. You know who we're going to send first? Who? That's right. We're going to go to the elders, and we're going to get the elders to chop down the trees because the elders got the most experience. They're going to be able to do it quickly. And since they're dealing with magic, most of the tricks that will come from the tree, the elders will be ready for because they lived a long life. They're wise enough to deal with the magic. So he gathered all the elders around the sacred campground, and he calls them all, and he says, elders, I've gathered you here today because I have an important mission for you. You know that our villages have been plagued. We have had a problem for months. And the very life of each one of these villages and our children and your grandchildren lie in your hands right now. We need to go out. Better yet, y'all need to go out because I'm going to stay here at the command center to make sure everything go well. Y'all need to go out to this magic tree and cut down the tree because I believe that once we get rid of the tree, we get rid of the birds. So the elders at first was kind of like not agreeing, because they like, your logic don't sound right, sonny. You know what I'm saying? Don't sound right. So Chaco figured he had to get them hyped up. He said, I, like you, am tired of these birds. If you are tired of these birds, let me hear you say yeah. Are you tired of these birds taking your hamburgers? Yeah! Are you tired of these birds taking your pizza? Yeah! Are you tired of these birds taking your broccoli? Yeah! Your goat stew? Yeah! Your hamburgers? Yeah! Your candy? Yeah! Then you must agree with me that these birds got to go. And Chaco stopped and then he looked at him like I'm looking at you now. And he said, the only solution is down with the birds.
Down with the birds! 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 Down with the birds!
Down with the birds! They chanted it and chanted it, and then they broke up and they went and got their axes. They went and got their spears. They went and got their shields. They went and got their bows and arrows. They went and got their swords, and they all came back to the meeting ground, and they all marched out to the tree. And when they got within sight of the tree, they weren't expecting to see what they saw. This was the most beautiful sight that any of them in all of their long lives had ever seen. The birds sitting on the tree with all the different colors made the tree look like it was on fire. The birds was such a beautiful sight sitting on this majestic tree out on top of the hill. So they decided that they knew that they had to chop this tree down because that truly was a magical sight. So they surrounded the tree and they put the shields up front. And behind the shields, they put the swords. And behind the swords, they had individuals with spears. And behind them people were the people with the axes. And up farther back was the archers. And they had all set up ready just in case the birds were going to attack. And they slowly moved in on the tree, step by step, watching the birds, making sure that they were not ready to attack. But the birds never moved. Actually, the birds sat there like statues. Every now and then one would move, but they just sat there. And as they got close enough to the tree, they put the shields up over their heads, and from behind, everybody ran the best axe people, and they ran up, and they started chopping at the tree. And they did chop, 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 and on the third chop, all the birds looked down at the same time. Then they looked up and they started singing. They started singing a song that was so beautiful and so magical that it stopped the elders in their tracks. Now, this wasn't no ordinary song. This ain't no song that you can turn on and listen to on the radio. This was a song that not only touched their ears, but this song touched their hearts. Because in the song, it was about the elders' past. And the elders fell out into it, and they really got involved with the music. Some of them started to cry. The music was so beautiful. They listened to it as the song reminded them of all the things that they had done, reminded them of all the mistakes that they had made, reminded them of love lost and love found, reminded them of their parents and those people who had passed on. And the song was so beautiful that the elders listened all night. And when the sun rose, they all decided that they could not cut down the tree. So they picked up their shields. They picked up their spears. They picked up their swords. They picked up their bows and arrows. And they picked up their axes. And they walked back to their villages. But they sent one person to Chaco's house. And he walked up to the door and he knocked 3 times. Go ahead, somebody knock. Knock, knock. Chaco ran to the door. He opened the door. He was excited. He said, "Come on in, elder. Tell me what happened." And the elder sat down. He gave the elder some coffee. They sat down. They started talking. And the elder said, "Well, I got some good news and some bad news for you. You want which one you want first?" He said, "Oh, okay." Chaco said, "Good news first." He said, "Well, we didn't cut down the tree." He said, "How's that good news?" He said, look, we decided as elders that any bird, any animal that can sing a song that beautiful cannot be evil. And we refuse to chop down that tree. And at that point in time, Chaco looked at the elder and he saw that the elder had been bewitched by these birds. This means that the man was up, all the elders was up under the spell of this bird. So they didn't care what the birds did no more. So he let the elder go and he started thinking, who can I send now? Because the elders, if the elders fail, and they are the best of us, they are the wisest of us, who can I send now? But the only group that was left for him to send was who?
The kids.
No, the warriors and the nation builders. He sent them out. He sent them out. He called them all to him and he said, warriors and nation builders, the very life of our villages is in your hands. And I didn't come to you at first because I didn't think that you would be able to accomplish the mission, because we are dealing with some strong magic. In fact, the magic is so strong that it overcame my elders. So now the fate of the village is in your hand. So he go through his whole thing again. He said, I know, like me, that you are tired of these birds. Are you tired of these birds taking your food? Are you tired of these birds taking your cream of wheat? Are you tired of them taking your Cocoa Puffs? Are you tired of them taking your Captain Crunch? How about taking your hamburgers? Your French fries? Your pizzas? So then there's only one conclusion, and that conclusion is very simple. Down with the birds. Down with the birds. Down with the birds.
Down with the birds. Down with the birds. Down with the birds. Down with the birds.
Down with the birds. So he sent out all of the nation builders and the warriors. Take your seat. Take your seat. He sent out all the warriors and the nation builders to this tree. And when they got there, they were shocked. And they set up just like the elders. Shields in front. Swords. Spears. And the people with the axe coming in behind. And way in the back was the archers ready to launch the arrows just in case the birds attack. So they moved in slowly with the shields. And as they got closer, they looked up and they noticed how beautiful this tree was. This was the most beautiful tree they ever saw. And with the birds on there, it glowed against the sky. So they moved closer to the tree. And when they got close enough, they raised the shields up above their heads to protect their heads. And the people with the axes jumped up on the tree. And they immediately began to chop.
Chop, chop, chop.
And on the third chop, the birds started singing. But this song didn't affect the warriors and the nation builders. So they kept chopping.
Chop, chop, chop.
So the birds changed their song. And this time, the song caught the warriors and the nation builders. And they immediately stopped. And they dropped the axes. And they dropped the shields. And they dropped the swords. And they dropped the spears. And they dropped their bows and arrows. And they listened to the song. And they started dancing. Because the song, go ahead, go and get up. They started dancing. Having fun. Because the song that the birds sang was about the future and victories to come. The birds sung about love to come. The birds sung about adventures to come. The birds sung about challenges to come. And the warriors and the nation builders got caught up in the magic. Go ahead, grab a seat. So they danced all night. And when the morning came and the sun rised and they were totally exhausted, they talked amongst themselves and they came to the agreement that they could not chop down this tree. So they all picked up their spears, they picked up their swords, they picked up their shields, they picked up their bows and arrows, and lastly they picked up their axes, and they walked back to their villages. And they sent one person to Chaco's house, and he walked up to Chaco's house and he knocked. Chaco jumped up and ran to the door and said, "Man, I'm so glad to see you. Come on in." And he had breakfast prepared. And they sat down and they talked for a minute. And then Chaco said, "Well, how did it go with the tree?" And the nation builder looked at him and said, "Well, Chaco, I got some good news and some bad news." You want the good news or bad news first? Well, the bad news is we didn't cut down the tree. Chaco said, "Yeah, that is bad." So what's the good news? The good news is that we decided we wasn't going to chop down the tree. Chaco said, "What?" And he was about to argue with the man about how the bird has been taking food out of your children's mouths, how the birds have been tormenting the people. And Chaco said, "I'm not even going to argue," because he looked at the man and he saw that the man had been bewitched by the birds. And all of the warriors and the nation builders were up under this spell. Chaco let him go, and for a second, Chaco felt so bad that he wanted to cry because he didn't know what to do now. He didn't know what to do now because the elders had failed, the warriors and the nation builders had failed. That's basically the grandparents and the parents have failed the village. Who else can he depend on to go out and get this tree?
The children!
It just so happened that outside Chaco's window, I'll wait. Outside Chaco's window, some kids was outside playing. And he looked and he thought about it. He said, "I guess I don't have anything to lose. I know the elders and the nation builders and the warriors won't like it, but I'm going to have to get the kids to help me. And I'm going to have to go out this time." So he tell one of the kids, he said, "Come here. I want you to go gather all the children at the sacred meeting grounds. But make sure you don't tell your grandparents or your parents. Y'all come in secret." So all the kids go and they spread the secret around. They all gather at the camp, at the meeting grounds. And Chaco walks up to the stage and he says, "Children, the future of our villages are in your hands. The elders, your grandparents, and your parents have failed you. They have all filled up under the spell of this bird. And the only people left for me to call is you. And I need you to come with me. Because we have a mission. We have to destroy the tree that is causing us all this grief. How many of you are tired like me? If you're tired like me of these birds taking your food, say yeah. Are you tired of these fools taking your candy? Are you tired of these birds taking your pizza? Are you tired of them taking your burritos? Are you tired of them taking your goat? Are you tired of them taking your soup? Are you tired of them taking your vegetables? Then there's only one solution, and that solution is down with the birds. Down with the birds.
Down with the birds! 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 Down with the birds!
ran out. All the children ran out, and they grabbed axes, and they grabbed spears. I wait. They grabbed spears. They grabbed shields. And lastly, they grabbed the bows and arrows. And they met Chaco back at the meeting grounds, and Chaco led them out. And as they marched towards where the tree was, and they eventually was able to see the tree, the kids were amazed by the sight of the tree. Because up against the skyline, it looked like the tree was on fire. The birds were so beautiful. The birds were so beautiful. The children saw the tree, and they all dropped the spears, and they all dropped their swords, and they all dropped the shields, and they just ran towards the tree. They ran towards the tree because the tree was so beautiful. And they ran up to the tree, and they immediately started chopping. The birds, all at the same time, looked down and started singing. And the song didn't stop the kids, and the kids kept chopping. So the birds changed the song and started singing another song, but the kids kept on chopping. And the birds tried to sing louder, but the children kept chopping. And the birds kept trying to sing, and they sung louder, and the kids kept chopping. Now, the whole time that this was going on, Chaco was watching. And when the birds sung the first song, Chaco started crying like one of the elders. Then when they sung the second song, he started dancing like the warriors of the nation builders because he fell up under the spell. But the children didn't fall up under the spell. And when they started singing louder, he just basically passed out. But finally, when the children got done chopping, go ahead. The birds stopped singing. And all the children gathered around the back of the tree. And Chaco said, push! And the children said on 3. 1, 2, 3. Timber! The tree fell. But the birds didn't move. And the kids weren't scared. So all the kids ran to the tree, and they grabbed one of the birds that looked like a statue. And as they picked up the bird turned into light. And it lit the child up because the bird's magic went into the children. But it wasn't bad magic. Now, as they went back home, Chaco sent the children out to go tell the elders and the warriors and the nation builders to meet them at the sacred campground, the secret meeting place. And everybody came. And they was looking around at the kids celebrating. They asked the kids, why y'all celebrating? And Chaco went on stage and said, we're celebrating because your children have succeeded where you have failed. He said the children did not fall up under the spell of the birds. The birds fell up under the spell of the children. Because the children didn't get caught in the past as the elders did. And because they wasn't so caught into the future like the nation builders and the warriors. And because they was able to focus on now, they were able to do what all you adults could not. So every day we will celebrate these children. Now this is what's special about those children. Those children like you absorbed the magic of the birds. And this group of kids became the generation of the Nyami people that will change them forever. Because these kids all were brilliant after that day. And that's the end of this story.
That's the end of the story.
Y'all say bye.
Bye! Can I say the end?
Go ahead.
The end.
I'm Cleveland Brown, and I'm going to teach you how to do the practice. So, the big hand is supposed to be longer than the small hand. The way I do it, I put it up to right here. The little hand up to right here. Then when I'm done with that, I put the big hand under, and I put it up through that little hole. And then when you have it like this, twist it around and then pull up. If you need to fix it, and then this little hole right here, put it through there.
Hi, Stevie. Hi.
And that is how you do the practice.
Hold on. You gotta tighten it up around your neck. It's not up on your neck. Okay. Okay.
Daddy.
All right. What knot is that again?
The Pratt knot.
Pratt knot. All right. Straighten it up. Pull it up. Pull it down tight around your neck so we can make sure you get it.
It's tight. Move, little girl.
Story time. Story time. Wait a minute, y'all look sad. Good. Everybody, let me see a smile. I want your smile to be brighter than that light. Let your smile be the light to light up the world. Where's the light? Thank you. Today I'd like to share a story with you called The Chicken. No, the eagle that thought it was a chicken. Now, did you get it? One more time. The eagle that thought it was a chicken. And this is how the story goes. There was a farmer, and every morning he would wake up just to watch the sunrise. He would do this every morning. One morning he woke and he looked at the sun rising and he saw an eagle flying by. The next morning he woke up and he saw an eagle flying by. And that farmer made up his mind. The farmer decided it was going to follow the eagle, find its nest, take an eaglet, and he did. So the next morning, the sun rose. The farmer looked. He saw the eagle. He followed the eagle, and he went to the nest, and sure enough, there was an eaglet. He waited until the eagle left. He grabbed the eaglet, and he took it to his farm, put it in the chicken pen, and said, "Now you are
a chicken. You will be a chicken for the rest of your life. You will look like these chickens. You'll act like these chickens. You are a chicken. And that bird began to act just like the chickens. And the other chickens, they were kind. They looked and said, "Ooh, you sure are ugly. You're so big. Why your feathers so big? Why are you so awkward looking? You don't look like us. Where you come from? Who's your mama? Who's your daddy?" And that poor bird began to feel ashamed, afraid, humiliated, sad. And that bird continued to be like that. And the chickens began to make the bird feel that it was useless, because that bird did not know the history of what it was. Then one day, a naturalist was walking by, and he looked in the chicken pen, and he went up to the farmer and he said, "Why do you have an eagle in the chicken pen?" The farmer looked at him and said, "That's not an eagle. That's a chicken. I said it was a chicken, so now it is a chicken." But the naturalist said, "No, that is an eagle. That is the king of the sky. That bird should spread its wings and fly." But the farmer said, "That bird will never fly. It is a chicken." The naturalist said, "Can I try to teach it to fly?" Farmer said, "That's okay with me, but it will never fly." So the naturalist took the eagle and perched it up on top of the fence. He looked at the eagle and he said, "You are an eagle. Your roots are royal. You are majestic. You are the king of the sky. Spread your wings and fly." The bird looked at the farmer. The bird looked at the naturalist. The bird looked at the chickens and hopped right down and started pecking. But the naturalist did not give up. He said, "Let me try one more time." So he took the eagle and he went to the top of the barn. He set it out right on the edge. And he said, "You are beautiful. Spread your wings and fly. You are the king of the sky. Your family stood at shoulders of royalty." The eagle looked at the man. He looked at the farmer. He looked at the chickens and hopped right back down and began to peck, because that's all it knew. But that naturalist would not give up. He said, "I am going to teach you to spread your wings and fly." So he asked the farmer if he could try it one more time. And the farmer agreed. So the next morning, before the sun could rise, the naturalist took the bird and they began to travel. And they traveled to the highest mountain peak. And he went out to the edge of the mountain. He set that eagle on the edge. And he began to teach the eagle who he You were not born to pet around with chickens. You were not born to settle for less. You were born to be the best. You were born to be the king of the sky. So spread your wings. Spread your wings and begin to fly. Something happened. That eagle began to flap. Flapped again. Begin to believe you were on the shoulders of those great kings and queens, and you were born to follow the sun. Chase the sun, and wherever the sun goes, that is the path into which you are to follow. And all of a sudden, because someone taught that bird who he was, he began to believe. That bird began to flap his wings. And he began to flap his wings. And the man said, fly, 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 because you are the king of the sky. And the next thing you know, that bird began to fly, began to fly. And that bird is still following the sun. So if each of us can teach our future, and sometimes we have to teach ourselves to spread our wings and fly, because we are the kings and queens of the sky. Let us teach.
Watch the next video. Watch the next video. Watch the next video. No, I'm just joking, family. Family, thank you for joining us. Be sure to catch us on the next video, family. Peace. Watch the next video. Watch.
Hi, I'm Councilmember Shayla Favor, and today we're going to be reading the 7 days of Kwanzaa. December 26th is the first day of Kwanzaa. The principle, Umoja, which means unity. Call your father, call your mother, call your sister, call your brother. It's Kwanzaa time, family time. It's Kwanzaa time, family time. African American people pulling together, Harambe, trying to make things better. 7 days and 7 nights, 7 candles we will light. 7 days, 7 candles we will light. December 27th is the second day of Kwanzaa. The principle is Kujula, which means self-determination. Relatives come to visit. The cousins say, Harambe. We make mekamats. It's fun working together. It's Kwanzaa time, family time. It's Kwanzaa time, family time. December 28th is the third day of Kwanzaa. The principle is Ujima, which means working together. We sweep the yard. We paint the gate. Everything looks better. We are pulling together. We are pulling together. We are pulling together. Oh yes, we are. December 29th is the fourth day of Kwanzaa. The principle, Ujama, which means sharing profit. We go to Malcolm's market. Malcolm asks, Habari Gani, what's the news? we say Umoja. Mama buys corn and sweet potatoes. 1 potato, 2 potato. 3 potato, sweet. 4 potato, 5 potato. 6 potato, eat. December 30th is the 5th day of Kwanzaa. The principle is Nia, which means purpose. Here's how we light the candles. First the black, next a red, then a green, then another red, and then another green. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. December 31st is the 6th day of Kwanzaa. The principle is Kiumba, which means creativity. Everyone plays I've Got the Spirit. Grandma beats a drum, Papa claps. Everyone dances to the rhythm. I've got the spirit, hey, hey. I've got the spirit, ashe, ashe. I've got the spirit, hey, hey. I've got kuumba, ashe, ashe. We dance and sing until we are all tired out. January 1st is the 7th day of Kwanzaa. The principle is Imani, which means faith. We light all 7 candles. Grandpa tells a story of how our people came from Africa long ago. He says, may we all live by the Nguzo Saba, the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. Keep the faith. That's the thing to do. Believe in yourself and your family too. Keep Imani in your heart. Keep Imani in your soul. Imani is more precious than diamonds or gold. Happy Kwanzaa.
Watch the next video. Watch the next video. Watch the next video. No, I'm just joking, family. Family, thank you for joining us. Be sure to catch us on the next video, family. Peace. Watch the next video. Watch.
Are you heading out of town or have a special occasion? What about birthdays, anniversaries, or reunions? Get the best deals and inexpensive rental car rates, midsize sedans, compact cars, and more. We have a variety of fleet vehicles to accommodate any and all of your rental car needs. Make a reservation today at your local budget rental car on Hamilton Road in Whitehall. Call 614-863-7500.
Happy Kwanzaa. I'm Carla, and my sister Karen and I own 2 Natural Sisters. We've been in business for 5 years, and we sell a line of natural bath, body, and candle products. Let's take a look. Follow us on social media, Facebook and Instagram, at 2 Natural Sisters. All items that are in stock will be shipped within 24 to 48 hours. As a promotional item, we offer a CD of Black romantic poetry of self-love and coupled love, and 50% discount on Sister Locks, Brother Locks by consultant Sapphire Donetta Mahadi. If you have any questions, you can reach us at customercare@twonaturalsisters.com. Enjoy and happy Kwanzaa.
What's going on? My name is Doe. I am the owner and creator of Madeline Gin. Madeline Gin is best described as a celebratory art experience that exudes hella blackness. Initially, the company was founded to provide a luxurious but affordable art experience, and it's since transformed itself into something a bit more spiritual. By walking in what I believe to be my truth, I've been able to get in contact with my ancestors and use my platform and my art, my gift, to tell their untold stories. I do that by using different textures, by utilizing different mediums, colors, and just making things pop out so that it's open for interpretation. I love creating, and I can't wait to be of service to you. Thank you.
I am a genius. My ancestors were geniuses. My ancestors have made me a genius in all that I think, say, and do. I must declare myself a genius. I'm a genius. Whenever I am myself, I practice my geniusness and do great things. All my thoughts, choices, and deeds must express my geniusness.
I am a genius. My decisions must always be in the best interest of myself, my family, my people, and my God. Only then will I and everyone I know that I am a genius.
I am a genius. At all times, my geniusness must reflect my culture. My geniusness must serve my God. My geniusness must make me be one in love and harmony with my family. My geniusness must protect my people. Yes, at all times I must demonstrate excellence because I am a genius.